Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for December 5th, 2020 from Luke chapter 1. How? Previously, God speaks through an angel to Mary. She is going to have a baby who is the Son of God. Mary knows very well that she is a virgin, that is, she's never had sexual relations with a man. Verse 34, and Mary said to the angel, "How will this be, since I am a virgin?" Again, we recall to mind from Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, "Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel." But with the angel's announcement and with Isaiah's prophecy, now comes the question, how? The how question for Mary is more of a process, not a how of doubt. The reason why I need to name this is because we may remember Zechariah's question from Luke chapter 1, verse 18. And Zechariah said to the angel, "How shall I know this? For I am an old man, and my wife is advanced in years." Both Zechariah and Mary knew that this was not the normal way, you could say, that a child would come into this world, but an obvious exception, promised by God, of course. While we may struggle with the two hows questions, God does indeed know the heart. The prophet Jeremiah speaks for God, who says in Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 10, "I, the Lord, search the heart and test the mind, to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his deeds." For Zechariah, that resulted in the angel's announcement, verse 20, "And behold, you will be silent and unable to speak until the day that these things take place, because you did not believe my words, which would be fulfilled in their time." However, for Mary, there was no consequence. God will answer Mary's how question. We will save that for tomorrow. But for today, let's pick up on the fear that may enter our mind because of our own heart. Since God knows the difference between Zechariah's heart and Mary's heart and the sincerity of their how question, it means that God also knows our heart. Like the psalmist says in Psalm chapter 51, he has the answer to our fear of what our heart says to God. Verse 9, "Hide your face from my sins and blot out all my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." The psalmist has the same fears we do. When we look in our heart, we see our sinfulness, we see our selfishness. And this is the reason why Mary has to be pregnant. Because God has to take on flesh and blood. He has to come into this world in order to blot out our iniquities. So yes, when we look in our heart and we see it stained with sin and selfishness, we confess. We confess we don't have a pure heart. Like the psalmist, we ask God to create a new heart within us, a clean heart. And so this is why we need a Savior to deliver us from our own sin and our own sinful desires. This is why Christmas is so important, because when we see and hear the birth of the Christ child, we see and hear our Savior. Join me again tomorrow as God answers the how. God's peace and many blessings be with you. Thank you for watching, and please take an opportunity to share this video with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.